Hi, welcome back to my channel, Meat Mindset. Tonight we're gonna make meatloaf. So it's now the season with it getting colder that it's a perfect night for a nice meatloaf. So I'm gonna call this more ketovore, not fully carnivore. The reason for that is I'm gonna be using like 2 tablespoons of this marinara sauce, so not a big deal, but not pure carnivore. And what else? And a few caramelized onions as well. So technically ketovore, but follow along with me tonight while I make this meatloaf. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be coming up with some new recipes and, taking you on my daily hike and all of that good stuff while being on a meat heavy diet. So, of course, we need to start with ground beef. Would be a natural step. So we have here the oven just preheated, so that's good. Normally I forget to do that and then have to throw my meatloaf in with the oven preheating. Okay, so I have my bowl here and 2 pounds of ground beef to the bowl. And then what I'm gonna do is, so this isn't really a recipe, just throw it together. We're gonna do an egg, try to get nice farm-raised, happy eggs. So we will put that in the meatloaf. And then I have half a cup of ground pork rinds. So you can buy pork panko, but normally I just pre-grind my pork rinds. It makes it more affordable. So pork rinds are going in there. And we need salt. I typically use Redmond's real salt. There's not much in here, but enough. So like a teaspoon, I'd say. Typically I don't measure these things. And then I'll do like a teaspoon. Oh, that was half a teaspoon. I'll do a little bit more salt. So an actual teaspoon of salt or 2 half teaspoons. And then I really like Schwartz's beef and steak seasoning. I use it in a lot of things. So I'm gonna do like 1 teaspoon, 1.5 teaspoons, just because it's good. And then oregano. Add some spices, like a teaspoon of oregano. And then, so normally back in the old days when I did like breadcrumbs in the meatloaf, you do like half a cup of milk. So I have heavy whipping cream. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of do half of the whipping cream and then I'm just going to water it down with some water. So here you go, half a cup of a little bit of water and mostly cream. And we also have, so I've done these caramelized onions in the pan low and slow for like a good 45 minutes. So we're gonna throw those in. This is sort of just like a dump and go. It's a Monday night. I've worked all day, so I'm tired and I just want to get this in the oven. I'll probably cook it like 350 for like 45, 50 minutes and then let it rest. And I normally do mine in my cast iron loaf pan. It's looking pretty runny. Actually, before I add the marinara sauce, I think I'm gonna give this a stir. See here, it's pretty liquidy, but let's give this a mix up here. I was gonna add 2 eggs, but I'm happy I didn't add 2 eggs. The 1 egg is definitely enough. And I find the consistency is obviously different than when you use like a cup of breadcrumbs. So just be prepared for that. But you're gonna feel a lot better eating this. So since I have caramelized onions in here, I'm really trying to make sure that they're mixed in because you don't want to take a bite and have a tablespoon of caramelized onions and then every other bite you have nothing. Okay, so I am gonna go ahead and open up, so we don't really measure here. That's about 3 tablespoons. I was aiming for 2, but we have about 3 tablespoons maybe here. And we'll keep stirring. So you want to really incorporate this because it's going to cook for a good long time in the oven. And then you want it to be able to slice really nicely. And in slicing it, you want all of, obviously, the flavors all distributed appropriately. So I'm just going to take a moment, get rid of all of my cream here. Okay, so it's looking good. Yes, okay. So normally if I wasn't on camera, I probably would just be mixing this with my hands because let's be real here, that's the easiest thing. Okay, so this is just a home kitchen and we're going to, sorry if you can't see this, but you will soon. Okay, nice. So that was a pound of meat. And if I had other meats, so there she is. So press it down because you don't want all these big air pockets. So what I do is typically I will put this on a baking sheet because you're gonna get some spillover. And I might do like a mustard glaze towards the end. It's just gonna be mustard, which will add some flavor. I typically, like a regular meatloaf recipe would have like a mustard ketchup glaze, but I don't have any low sugar ketchup. If you have low sugar ketchup, just add in, 3 tablespoons of mustard to 3 or 4 tablespoons of a low sugar ketchup. Whisk that up and then put that on to cook like the last 10 minutes of your meatloaf. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to get this in the oven. You can see it looks pretty good here. And then I'll make sure that I take some footage when I actually take this out. So it's gonna go in my oven 350 for at least 45 minutes, if not 55 minutes. And I will show you when we're all done. So what I ended up doing is I thought, well, I should just use that marinara sauce I had out. So I just did, I don't know, maybe like 1/3 of a cup of marinara sauce and then a big old squirt of just regular classic yellow mustard. And I've mixed it together. And what I'll do 10 minutes before the meatloaf is done is I'll pour this on the top. So it'll make like a nice little saucy, crusty thing going on. So I will show you as I am putting this on and taking out the meatloaf. So here's the meatloaf that came out of the oven. I actually ended up baking it at 375 for 45 minutes. And I put the glaze, the marinara sauce, mustard glaze on 10 minutes before the end. And I made way too much marinara mustard glaze. So you might want to limit the amount that I'd suggested at the beginning. So there's a nice dinner. And so we'll let that cool for a good 10 minutes and I'll show it to you sliced on my plate. So really easy meatloaf to be making. We're gonna go ahead and slice this. You can see there's still lots of nice fats and juices. Make sure you comment in the comments below on what your favorite recipe is, maybe any recipe you want to watch me make. So let's see if we can, there we go. So there's a piece of the meatloaf. So I'll probably have 2 slices of this. Those that live with me that also eat other things, I'm serving potatoes as well. You can see them here. And that's for the others in my family. So yeah, comment, like this video, maybe request other cooking videos you would like to see me cook. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Make sure you like and subscribe. Meat Mindset. Thanks, everyone. Bye.